Hey, welcome back everybody to the Piston Pop Repair. We're going to be doing a spark plug change on the 2014 Chevrolet Volt. Things you're going to need: flathead screwdriver. I believe this is a 5/8 spark plug socket with the rubber inside. It's the difference. You can use this a regular 5/8 deep socket if you don't have that. But the difference between that and the spark plug socket is the spark plug socket has that little rubber grommet that helps pull the spark plug out. You can also use a regular one and then magnet and pull it out. You're going to also need a T227 to take off this cover here, and then obviously a ratchet. I recommend using the AC Delco on this car. They're really engineered exactly for the AC Delco parts. I also have for the spark plugs, it's AC Delco 41122, and make sure you spark plug gap these. I'm going to overlay what the spark plug gap is right now, but it's 0.024 to 0.027 inches, which I recommend using one of these guys opposed to like a feeler gauge. This is a lot more accurate because you can kind of slide it over there. Yeah, these came at 0.031 or 0.032, something like that. So these are generic, you know. GM uses them on a lot of different vehicles, so definitely. Sorry about the camera not wanting to focus, guys. Yeah, definitely make sure you gap it because those are multi-use for different vehicles, and I believe for the actual Chevy Cruze, which is where this engine comes from, the spark plug gap's a little different. So anyway, let's get to it, guys. I'll quit rambling. Just gotta grab your flathead screwdriver here. It's gonna be I'm trying to think here. A hose clamp here, the little screwdriver. I believe this is also 8mm. Whichever way you want to use it. Don't loosen it all the way, just a couple turns, pull it off. This pulls off. You just have to pinch the clips here, and that pulls off. I already pre-pinched it. You got two clips down here, and then you also have this. This is your air temp sensor. Don't forget to plug this back in too, because if you do, you're going to get a check engine light, and also the air fan will be on full speed because it won't know what the outside air temperature is. So I'm not able to unbuckle it yet, so I'm going to take it out. All you do is just lift these two up and pull it out. And as you can see, if you flip over, there's a little yellow tab. You have to kind of pop out a little bit. And you push down, and then the plug pulls off. Oh, come on. Yeah, there you go. It pulls off. Just a little side note before, this is your mass airflow sensor. Now would be a good time to clean it if you want to get some mass airflow sensor cleaner. If you haven't, I haven't had to clean it yet, but it never hurts. If you have it already, just go ahead and spray it down. I think I can if it's like $10, but if you're not having any issues or any codes, then don't worry about it. But this is where it is. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out this to get it out of the way. And then there's also a little, as you can see, there's a hose clamp right there. You got to take the screw out of that, same way you did here. Then you have two T27 Torques right there. And then once you get those two out, this whole thing pops out. So I'm going to go show you that now. I'll pull this out of the way. Now you don't have to take this out of the way. I'm just doing it just like make a little more space. And also I like checking my motor mounts when I'm in here just to see how it looks. So far mine looks okay, but you know, when you're doing all this, check everything else, you know, preventative maintenance, just in case something might be broken. You can replace it and you know about it now. There's no point in doing all this work and, you know, not looking at something that you might have saw if you were paying more attention. So never hurts to look. Also check your there's a dry belt right there that runs your water pump. Check that turpentine belt. I believe it was replaced every 100 to 150,000 miles, engine miles. So might be a good thing to take a look at. Mine still looks like it's in pretty good condition, honestly. The way you tell if those are bad is you can see cracks in it, or if like the rubber's discolored, so on and so forth. Yeah, I have 150,000 miles on this, but so far it looks pretty good. The engine usually doesn't run super high RPMs. I try to keep it lower RPMs and run on the highway, so that usually helps a lot. Anyway, I'll quit rambling. We'll get to this. Also, make sure when you're buying spark plugs for this, make sure you get the iridium ones. That's what it's designed for. They're not made to run on regular spark plugs. Especially it being a higher compression engine, it probably won't run with the... Alright, now that we got to this point, we have, again, 2 Torx, and this is your ignition coil. So, there's a plug over here, there's a little orange tab, you pull that out, and then push the tab in. Alright, I'll get back to that in a second. I'm just going to go and pull this off. Again, like I said before, the reason I took that air filter box out of the way so I can get a better view. Another thing you can do is check your, valve cover gasket. Mine looks pretty good. I have a little oil here, but that's just from doing oil changes. Just check everything while you can. Alright, so this, now that you got these 2 bolts, go ahead and set it up on the side. Don't lose any of these things. Alright, and then if you don't replace it, well, it's going to be pretty tight. But you can just lift at one side, and then lift at the other, and there you go. There's little dust covers that go on. Mine, only one came out. The other ones did not. And there's little springs that come to them too. So, like I said, I haven't replaced the spark plugs. These are factory spark plugs. And it's at 150,000 miles, so you definitely have some time in here, so these gaskets have sealed. Let me get this out of the way. Actually, you don't even need to unplug that if you don't need to. Looks like it's just going to stay out of the way, so. I got a pair of pliers, but when you're using pliers, make sure you're extremely careful. This is rubber. You don't want to damage these. I'm sure these probably aren't cheap. So just grab a hold of it and just... okay, these are pretty seized in there, yeah. Alright. There we go. Yeah, if you're replacing these, they might be pretty tight in there. So. Alright. Now before I pull the spark plugs out, I'm definitely going to clean them up. Because I don't want anything falling into the engine. Alright, so I tried to give you guys a good angle. I'm going to go ahead and pull the spark plugs out. I got it all cleaned up. Alright, let's go ahead and take your 5/8. And I never took the plug off of this thing. It was kind of a pain. So, since I'm not replacing it, I'm not really that worried about it. So, anyway, we'll keep continuing. So, alright, now that we got it all the spark plugs taken out, it's all cleaned up, we're going to put these new spark plugs in. Alright, when you're putting these new ones in, make sure you use that spark plug socket. Make sure it's locked down there before you even put it in the hole. If not, if you just drop it in there, then you just completely ruin the gap you just had. So, as you can see, there's a crush washer in here. That's what you want to... Basically, that torque spec is what crushes that washer. Wildlife over here just giving us... Yeah, that's kind of hard. And scrape like the actual hand tight, and then a quarter turn more. Or half a turn more. Yeah, right. Half a turn more. Half a turn more. Like I said, it's not that much. Maybe a little more. Yeah, that's good. Alright, cool. You'll feel it when it doesn't want to go anymore. I mean, these crush washers don't take much. So, basically, usually it's like a hand tight, and then you take your wrench, and you do half a turn more like you just saw me do. So, this one is still a little loose, so I just tightened it up a little more, because I wasn't able to get it completely hand tight. But yeah, should be plenty. Now let's go ahead and put your coil pack back in. Nice thing is this one big one pushes in. Alright. It's kind of hard to put in by itself, so Got to clean this up a little bit. Stick this in there real quick. I'm gonna clean this mess up. Get back to you guys. Don't tighten these too. Tighten these about the same as you tighten the spark plugs, but just don't do like the half turn more. This is just plastic. You don't want to break this. Alright, you start putting everything back together. Put your air filter in. Yeah. This is also an AC Delco. The AC Delco ones are a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to put this on before this cover is on, so I recommend doing that first. Because you can put the cover goes on over this, so and it's a lot easier, especially to put this on. To plug the plug back in. So, right, this clicks into place. This just clicks into place. These little tabs rest in the intake manifold over here. Break your dipstick. See, if I were you, I'd take your dipstick out. Just for the... Alright. My head's probably in the way. There we go. Just gonna put your hose back in. Check to make sure it's lined up. Gotta put that in there. Go ahead and take your dipstick and put that back in. Alright. And I also recommend when you do this to, since you're already out here doing stuff, change your engine and transmission fluid. If you're doing the service intervals, it's when you're supposed to change it anyway, so. In the actual owner's manual, it recommends, they want you to do spark plugs every 100,000, or a little under 100,000 miles. I went to 150,000 car miles because, you know, obviously you have the electric drivetrain, so I mean, some of you guys may never have to do this because you never use the engine. But now we got everything plugged back in and good to go. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up and make sure everything works good. Well, hey guys, thanks for watching. I just finished it up. It's running great. Hope you guys hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, see you guys later. Thanks for watching Piston Pop and Repair.